Hello beautiful, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this humongous PR box that is the Sigma and Disney's Beauty and the Beast collection. We are going to be diving in. I am going to be showing you some close-ups, I'm going to be showing you some swatches. I'm going to try all of it out on my face and just see if this is good quality or not, and if we feel like Sigma actually did this movie justice. So in this full PR box, which is really big, I put it on the floor. There is a full collection. There is a cheek palette, there is an eyeshadow palette, here's the cheek palette, there is a brush set, and of course this little pouch that has the yellow on the inside, and there are 3 lip creams as well. And I'm fairly sure that all of these things are new to the collection, even though I will say, just looking at these lip creams, they're the shade, and I love you Sigma, but this is the shade you always do. It is a pinky nude. So I mean, yes, the names of these shades say they're new, but I would argue that these are fairly similar to what Sigma always does when it comes to lip products. I did get some information, of course, about this collection when I got the PR box, and this one is available on October 17th, which is on Tuesday, and you can use my code Agnieszka and you will get some money off at Sigma. And there are some different prices here. So the eyeshadow palette is $59. The mini eyeshadow palette that I do not have here, I will see if I can find a picture and put here, is basically, I think it's a 6 or a 5 pan. That will be $32. Then there is the cheek palette. It's $39, $29 for the lip set, and the brush set is $89. Oh, and I think the brush set comes with the makeup bag, which is honestly pretty nice, and it has here it says Beauty and the Beast on like the little tag here, which is pretty dope as well. Let's start with the cheek palette. This one has 3 different shades. It is Something Sweet, Lumiere, and Beauty Within. And according to me, this is 2 glowy blushes and a highlighter. That's what I see when I look at this. I feel like this is fairly neutral, and since they are glowy, they will be able to stretch over quite a few skin tones as well. So I think that in the grand scheme of things, that's probably a good choice to make. And then of course the lip set. Honestly, I don't think I will be swatching all of these lippies, because I think I'm only going to be using one, and I'll be giving the other ones away, because I have lip products like this from Sigma before, and Sigma makes really beautiful lip shades. I just really wish that they would be just a little bit more adventurous with the shades that they chose, even though yes, this fully makes sense for this collection. It's just so similar to what they usually do. And then of course, like I said, the bag, it's a beautiful blue glittery bag with the yellow inside. And I will say, I think the packaging and also the brush set that comes in this blue metallic with the gold ferrules, I think all of it is very true to the color scheme. I think that this is me. I think that sometimes we are a little bit too on the nose of what we expect the color scheme from a collab like this to be. Oh, I want this from the handkerchief, and this from the iris, and I want this from the bushes. And usually when people pick like that, you will end up getting either a rainbow palette with whatever collection you do, or you will end up getting a color scheme that's not necessarily usable. Like, you need something that is both representing the movie or representing the franchise, or giving you the essence of it, but also being usable. Because sometimes I see people suggest things of like what this collab should have been, and I'm just looking at that and I'm like, nobody would have bought that. I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but like, we need to be realistic as well. But I will say, one of the things that I think about, and again, let's look at this makeup bag. When I think about the Beauty and the Beast, is the dark blue and the yellow. It comes not only in the colors of the garments that they're wearing on that very iconic dancing scene, it's also part of the entire movie, that kind of a color scheme. And I love that they also used that in the packaging with the blue and the gold and then the rose petals. I really do like that. But when we come to the eyeshadow palette, that also has a double-sided brush in here. I'm gonna take that out just for this one. Is actually a E38 and an E54, which are 2 good brushes from Sigma, and they just make it 2 dual-ended, and they put it in the palette. And Sigma brushes are good quality, so I think it's pretty smart to put it in there. At least you're getting good eyeshadow brushes when you're getting it in your Sigma palette. This color story is neutral with a little bit of a twist. It is a neutral leaning a little golden, and then also almost like a warmer terracotta, pinky, purpley corner. And I think all the shade names, Bookworm, Belle, Runaway, Pots, Rose Petal, Ego, Enchantress, all of the names are really good. And there is a dark blue here. And the shade that is called Belle is almost like a light vanilla golden shade that I think is like, it's not a yellow, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it makes sense. It is maybe yellow enough to fit in with the color scheme, but at the same time, I kind of do wish they would have just made this a yellow matte. It would have fit so well with these mattes as well, and maybe a blue metallic instead. Even though I do appreciate this one, it will work so well with all of these shades. I kind of feel like I almost want to do a neutral shade, which is very unlike me. Am I okay? Because I like this one, Be Our Guest. Am I okay? I worry for me. Do you worry for me? I worry for me. Let's start with the lip product. I'm gonna use the one that's called Spellbound. That is a really pretty color though. Doesn't smell like anything, just ingredients. And I think we'll be using Beauty Within and Lumiere. On the cheeks, I'm using Beauty Within as like a little blush. I'm not putting too much on. That is a really nice glowy blush. It has enough glow to be like a glowy blush topper on more skin tones as well. I'm happy they didn't put a bronzer in because that would have been really limiting. And this is the Lumiere. Yeah, that's a really nice darker champagne highlighter. Sigma makes very nice highlighters. They are so pretty. And this is a really nice color for me. I very much appreciate this color. That looks so nice. I actually really like this one overall. I think it has really nice colors. I like that a lot. Let me put some eye primer on, and should I do... I don't know what's wrong with me. I want to use this one. I want to use this one so bad. I think I'm going to use this one, Bookworm. Don't come for me, okay? I see you. I see... Be nice. So I'm gonna start using this double-sided brush that's in the palette, and I'm starting with, without stabbing myself, I'm gonna start with Bookworm. Okay, that's a lot more pigmented than I thought. So mistakes have been made. That is... I really, do you, okay, well, I cannot even form sentences. Do you remember when I reviewed the Sigma and Angela Bright palette, and I said that it felt like the mattes were even more pigmented than they used to be? I'm just gonna take this one and a little bit of Cogsworth, which is that lighter brown on top of it, just a little bit. And I said it felt like they were even more pigmented than they had been before. Not that Sigma eyeshadows were not pigmented, because I did think that they were pigmented, and I've actually liked Sigma's eyeshadows since they started doing these kind of format palettes. I thought that they were good, easy to work with, and I thought they have been buildable mattes that have been pigmented, but maybe not as pigmented as I like. But something happened with the palette that they did. Well, actually a couple of the collab palettes that they've done, and it seems like maybe they have brought that level of pigmentation into their own palettes as well, because this is really lovely. I love this. And look how easy it is to blend out with just a clean brush and just a little bit of the lighter brown. Not me gushing over brown eyeshadow. I swear, is there something in the water? I thought I drank a water, but now I'm like, did I have a beer? I'm just buffing out the edges a little bit, but overall, I think that looks really good. I used some of that light brown under my eyes too, but maybe with this brush, the other side, I'll use a little bit of Bookworm here too, to just deepen up. I'm kind of enjoying this. I don't think I'll ever be the person that's like only doing neutrals, but I will say I enjoy that I'm able to like neutrals too. I don't know. I want to like everything. It's always so much easier when you enjoy everything. Okay, so let me do the Be Our Guest, which is the almost cool toned beige shimmer. Is this making sense? I don't know. Let me spray this. I'm using this on the one of the brushes that came with the set because why not? And let's put that on the lid. It's not looking as cool tone when we get it on the eyes, but I am liking how it's looking. Ooh, should we try a bit of the bell? Just in the middle here? Because I kind of want to see how it's going to look. So this is the bell shade, the one that is a little bit more golden. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more yellow. I think you can see. Let's mix them together a little bit here in the middle. Wait, that is actually kind of cute. And then a little bit more of the shimmery one here. Okay. There is an even darker brown here that's called Forbidden, which look like a dark cocoa. So let's do a little bit of that on the lower lash line. Still, I'm using one of the brushes from the set. Whoa! Almost stabbing myself in the eye. Let me do that on the lash line here too, just a little bit in the outer part. And I think I might blend in even more, but let's start with the lash line. And this is that same Forbidden shade, and I'm just blending a little bit more in the outer corner. And making that, ooh, even darker. Who am I? Okay, let me put some mascara on. Maybe I'll even do some brown in my waterline, and let's see how this looks when it's all done. I am really enjoying this little neutral moment. Oh, and it is a Saturday. Maybe we can go to dinner or something. Isn't this like a really nice date time? Like, makeup look. Honey! I do feel pretty dope. I think that this looks really nice, and I'm very, very impressed with the quality. I'm actually going to be using a shade in this palette. I'm going to be using just a matte inner corner because that's something I love. But I will say there is definitely an inner corner highlight in this palette. I mean, this one is definitely light enough to be an inner corner highlight for me. It's just that me personally, I prefer a matte inner corner highlight. That's just a personal preference. And I will say Sigma usually do have a matte inner corner highlight or a blending out shade in their palettes. It's just that this one does not have that. And again, I can't blame a palette for not having something that I personally want in a palette. I can't expect every brand to cater to my personal preference, because it is definitely a preference, and I've said it before. If you have not tried a matte inner corner highlight, this is your chance. Do that, because it really does smooth over all of those like wrinkles and folds that you do get with age. I'm about to turn 40, and I really think that like a matte inner corner highlight helps with that, and I just think that it makes everything look really cool. Overall, I did something out of my comfort zone today. I really like the cheek palette. This might actually be my favorite. I like the lip creams as well from Sigma. These, I just wish that they would have been a little bit more daring with the color choices. I understand why they are not, and I'm sure this is what sells. I just wish we could see something else than a pink nude. That's just my personal preference. I think the color story of this palette is prettier in real life than I thought it was gonna be. Maybe the bell could have been a little bit more yellow, but I would definitely say that it is a yellow leaning shade for sure. But is it representing Belle's dress? Maybe not. I also really appreciate that we have this a little bit more of a colorful corner here, because it gives you options if you don't want to do a neutral look like I did today. If you want to try something else, that is definitely possible. The Sigma brushes are, per usual, really good quality. I did end up using my own brush here at the end, and I also did end up using my own palette here at the end, but it makes sense that I would gravitate towards things that like I have created myself, because obviously some of them are catered to my own preferences and what I really like. But I think overall this is a really good high quality collection, and I'm very, very impressed with the small tweaks that Sigma has done with their formula, from going from a good formula to an even better formula. I always like to see brands keep continuing to make what they're doing even better. For me, that shows a level of being proud of what you're doing, to not just settle for something that's good, but to keep trying to strive and become even better. Like I said, this is launching on the 17th. If you want to save some money, you can use my code or use somebody's code so you can get some money off. I will leave a link down below where you'll be able to find it. I hope you're having an amazing day. This was a little bit of a bonus video, but I hope your day is absolutely amazing, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!